And welcome back. Now, first, to start off, I just want to apologize for the pressure cleaner going in the background. I've been waiting and waiting for them to stop, and I don't think that they really ever are going to. So, I'm doing this with that in the background, I'm sorry. But today we're going to be taking apart this Infinity subwoofer, and it's a pretty big one. It is at least a 10, it might be a 12, and we'll kind of find out as we go here. And in addition to that, we're going to take apart this center channel speaker. These are pretty high quality. This is solid. I think it's aluminum. And kind of a neat way it sets like that. And I only see 4 screw holes, and I'm hoping that this is going to really help me to get the thing apart. We'll see when we get there. Otherwise, we're definitely going to take a look inside this big sub here, because I think it's a little higher quality than normal, and I'm curious to see the difference between this and say your standard Sony subwoofer or the KLH that I took apart. So the only screws I see are on this black panel, and hopefully that'll give us access to everything else inside, maybe to get the speaker off, but we will see. So that's going to be the first thing I do here. Alright, when I pull that out, I can see that they have separated. They've got this completely enclosed, the circuitry, and they've even put foam around the wire. That's pretty neat. And so you just have to split this backing off of there to see the circuitry in a moment. But they have the case filled with foam. I see, can't quite see in there, but there's the first look at the speaker in there. I don't know if we can see. Anyway, we'll see that soon enough. But I'll get this case open here so that we can see the circuit board. Okay, here is a look at the circuit board. So the crossover dial is right there. Your phase switch, and I'm afraid I don't know what that means. There's your gain, and your in, and then okay, so the power supply is right there, and I should show the other side of those that I just explained. And you would have to trace those to find out where they're going with the circuitry. But it does look to be standard amplifier circuitry, in case anybody was hoping there'd be tubes in this or something. No, it's not that good, but it does look clean, looks beefy. And this amplifier does not say its wattage. I mean, it's saying right there on that line in, it says 180 watts. I suppose that means that it is a 180 watt subwoofer. And that will be the next thing, to try to get that speaker out and take a good look at that. But now here on the center channel speaker, let me show you that. Okay, so it is an aluminum case, and it's pretty solid. And even that little dish in there, that is metal. I believe it's cast aluminum. And then I can see that the circuit board is attached to this, and it's just floating in there in a sea of foam. But this is not how it's going to come out, so there must be another way on the front to get the sides off or the front off, and then everything comes out the front. And I'll play with that a little bit and figure that out. Otherwise, I'll put this back in and then try to get that speaker out. Okay, so I finally got the grill off. It was a little tricky. It is just pressure fitted in there, and since it was completely flush to the edge and there wasn't much of a crack in there, the only way I was able to get that off is to hook it I've got these, I've got a pick set, and I was able to hook it and work my way around the circle and kind of get it out of that little groove there. The edge here has some foam on it, and it's just pressure fitted in there. And finally got that out with no damage, and it occurred to me that this center speaker grill is probably attached the same way, and it was, and I removed it the same way. So here on this one we definitely see some screws. They're Allen wrenches screws, but this one here has nothing, and so I don't know where to go with that one yet, but I'll figure it out. Anyway, I'll go get the Allen wrenches and get this big speaker out. Okay, so what you can see here is that those 4 screws were just holding this ring on, and you got to pry that off, and then you get to the real screws underneath. So now let's get those off. Okay, so there it is. It is a good solid speaker. Let's see if I can pick it up there. Okay, you see on the bottom here, it's completely unmarked. No markings on it anywhere. I can only imagine, I doubt Infinity is using a generic speaker. They're probably making their own speakers, their own cones, and that's why. And it's, it's got its throw. It's silent, so it's in good shape. I'm sure the speaker works. And honestly, after looking at the electronics there, I didn't see anything burned up or anything. I have a feeling this completely works. And yeah, I just picked it up off the curb. Somebody was throwing it away. That and the center channel speaker, it would have been nice to have come across the actual speakers. But I believe it works. I'll hook it up and check it out later just to find out. Also didn't mention that ring that I took off of there that was in front of the speaker is plastic. Otherwise, there's the inside of the case. It was kind of neat. The end of the base tube is fluted. Hopefully you're looking. I'm sorry I can't see my screen right now. There it is. And that is that. Big box, big speaker. Okay, and here is a look at, so as I suspected, these side panels were glued on. So basically they put the whole thing together and then they glued the end caps on, thus making it impossible to take apart conveniently. I am so sorry about that pressure cleaner. It's getting closer and closer. Anyway, look at the size of the magnets on these. I mean, they're just these tiny little speakers. Look at that. I'll see if I can get them out. I should be able to get that circuit board out now and see if I can get a speaker out. That surprises me. Okay, so the front piece was just clipped on. You can see there's clips there. They clipped into, yeah. Now we got a school bus. Pressure washer and a school bus. And anyway, those clips clipped into that groove right there. This whole front, this is all aluminum, very, very solid. And the tweeter stays attached here. And so I'll get that off. I'll get one speaker off, and I should be able to slide the circuit board out of there and take a look at the speaker. Alright, and there it is. There's a magnet larger than the speaker. Must really be capable of some stuff. And it's heavy too. I think that's solid. It's really got some weight to it. Wow. And okay, so here's the little circuit board. Just your permanent crossover there. 10-watt resistor. And that is it there. And so this is one solid little case. Aluminum front, aluminum case. It does have plastic sides. Those sides were plastic there. But now look at this. Now that I've got everything out of that case, look at the edge here. It's solid all the way around. That means that this was made from an extruded piece. It was extruded in that weird pattern. Must have been a long pole, and then they cut off all these sections and made these little speaker cases. Now that is unique. Very impressive on the center channel. I can only imagine what the main speakers were like, and I wish that they had been out there too. But I believe all this stuff works, so I'll put it all back together and save it for some other time. Okay, and I appreciate everybody watching. Y'all have a good one. Stay tuned. I take a lot of stuff apart. If this is your sort of thing, stick around. Alright, have a good day. Bye.